Good afternoon, Stephanie. Well, good morning for you. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you, Lilu. Thank you.
Stephanie Riseley is the author of Love from Both Sides. It's actually a true story of soul survival and sacred sexuality. Thank you for being here and accepting this interview, Stephanie.
Thank you.
I have a burning question regarding channeling because obviously this is what you've done. This is what most of this book is about, where you're having a conversation with your husband that recently died and he's sharing
Yes.
all this information, answering your question. What is actually the experience of channeling? How can we channel? You describe it as taking a lot of energy on your side and you had to relax into it. Can you describe a little bit so we can get a feel for it for us that never channeled before?
Well, for me, the channeling happened after he died and essentially bombarded me with his energy and bombarded me in a way that I could feel it and I could hear him talking. And and it was different for me because I was able to actually let his energy enter my body. And at the beginning, I could take that energy came into my hand and he wrote out what was the beginning of the channeling, which was, you are my goddess now and forever. We walked a life that allowed me to love more authentically than I've ever loved before. Forgive yourself forgive me for not appreciating you more, and forgive yourself for not being Superman because I thought I could save him. Then he kept connecting with me. The actual process of channeling, it for both of us, it was a learning experience. He was just figuring it out from the other side, and I was figuring out what how to do it. It was exhausting. It took over my body. I literally, there are many, as you read the book, and the book is a channeled book. I mean, I've written it, but you'll see a lot of it is pure channeling, and it goes through a progression of the two of us figuring it out, because at one point, he keeps saying, go to my machine, go to my machine, go to my machine, meaning his computer, which was sitting there, because he wanted to be at his desk, and I hated his desk. So, and I hated being in his chair. But he said, it's easier for me because so much of my energy is here. So I did that. And then he said, oh, I feel that you're angry about this. And it actually, the channeling began when out of nowhere, I just sat down one day. I followed an impulse. So to focus on what you said, if you want to, in quotes, channel,
Uh-huh.
start following the impulses
Okay.
that you get. And then, of course, you have to use the left side of your brain. Are these impulses dangerous? Don't do anything that's dangerous. You've got to use both sides of your brain. You cannot be a woo woo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to just walk off the cliff. Hello, you are not Superman.
So it's
Don't
coming
walk off.
from a loving side, and it doesn't mean
It's
because you
got to
hear
come from
voices that
love.
actually you've gone crazy. It's not
Yes.
like that. It's a different type of voice. It's a lower voice, maybe softer voice, gentle voice.
It's not, it's you hear a voice. And for me, I didn't, I heard the words, but the words right before, I couldn't tell what was being said. And for me, I didn't know what was being said until after I would
So you
stop
just
and
wrote
read.
because in your book I
I would
read
just,
that you were describing like he was telling you please don't read what I'm writing because
don't read,
otherwise you
right?
get on in the way.
Exactly.
Mm.
And then he would say, go to the computer. You can do this easier if you just close your eyes and type. And
Wow.
that's ultimately how I actually was able to type. And I've actually
Amazing.
channeled three other books because it turns out that I do have the wiring for this. And
Amazing. And you do describe it beautifully in your book, and I definitely recommend this book from anybody that wants to truly see what channeling is like from one question to one answer from the other side. Really superb, superb, superb. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Stephanie is the
thank
author
you.
of Love from Both Sides. Thank you.
Thank you.